The 2022 Best Startup in Pharmaceutical or Biotechnology Industry Award goes to Aurion Biotech.
First of all, we're grateful for the Galien Foundation for recognizing us. This is a technology that started almost 20 years ago in Kyoto, Japan by a professor named Professor Shigeru Kaneshita, world-famous corneal specialist that had a dream that he might be able to harness healthy cells and be able to inject those into patients with diseased eyes. And 20 years later, we've seen this technology work in humans in clinical trials. We're moving through the development stages with the FDA and some of the other international authorities to try to get this drug approved in the next 5 years. What we do is we take our cells that we've cultured and harvested in our laboratories, and we inject those in the eyes of diseased patients. And we essentially put a new layer of corneal endothelium into those eyes, and patients begin to see really well again. We've had patients that have been functionally blind that are now seeing almost 20/20 in some of our early clinical trials. These cells are cells that always knew that they wanted to be corneal endothelial cells. And so when we put them into the eye, they go right where they're supposed to do, and they go back to function exactly the way they're supposed to. That's the magic that what we do is, again, we're taking cells that were always intended to be corneal endothelial cells and asking them to go into patients that don't have well-functioning endothelial cells and to go back and act like the way they're supposed to. So lots of people, about 16 million people or 32 million eyes are affected by this around the world. In fact, there are 13 million people in the world today that are corneally blind from corneal disease. About 7 to 8 million of those are because of corneal endothelial disease. And those people tend to be in places like India and China where they don't have access to care. And so, again, our ability to bring cells all around the world, not only in the United States and in Europe, but there are certainly many parts of the world that patients are in dire need of treatment. I've been in healthcare 20 plus years, and this award is always, at least from my experience, is always perceived to be one of the highest awards available amongst healthcare companies, and to even have a chance to be recognized this way is just incredibly humbling, and we're just very grateful to everyone, all the panelists and all the other nominees, great companies, and also certainly the panel that made this decision. So thank you to everybody.